Aloha, my kako, everyone. Happy New Year. It is 2 weeks into the
Mhm.
new year, but I think this is our first live for the new year.
Yes.
So we hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to the show. It's good to be back. Dana's back in full force, recovered and ready to go. So
Yes.
tonight, we are doing one of our specials, the Kickstarter special, and we have one of our friends on tonight. But for those who are tuning in and who are not familiar with our show, hello, my name is Moana. I am the host and founder of the Moana Nui Podcast, also a children's book author for the Adventures of Nakoa and Nohea series, and editor and publisher here for Wildcard Chronicles at Burning Spear Comics. Um, and I'm excited to have my sis back tonight, my ace, my partner in crime, the one who keeps me sane and protects me from myself. My sis Dana.
Aloha, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our first episode for the new year. We're very excited to have you, especially for today. As you all know, we do our occasional little things to let you know about upcoming Kickstarters or Kickstarters that are going on within the indie community so you can support, learn more about them, and definitely connect with these amazing creatives. For those that may or may not know me, of course, as Moana said, I'm Dana. I am the co-host for the show, but I am also an event planner, a cosplay and con staff photographer for cons such as Dragon Con, MomoCon, Ranger Stop and Pop, and more, and do a whole lot else behind the scenes. But
Yes.
we thank you so much for joining, and I'm going to hand it back over to my sis, the wonderful Renaissance woman of our time, the woman that has more balls in the air than a circus clown juggling. That is my sister, my friend, the beautiful Moana.
Dana is too much. Yeah, so thanks guys for tuning in. Just a quick before we bring our guests on, quick update and announcement. Ryan and I are having so much fun doing Shadows of the Ancient, the Adventures of Nakoa and Nohea. The first 20 pages are done. Going to be going to the letterer soon. Ryan's working on the back half of the book. It's looking super uber fantastic, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. So we've obviously received our funds. We put in the order for our prints and stickers. That should be hopefully in tomorrow, cross fingers. We'll come on and share some of that stuff, do an unboxing and some cool stuff. So what's up, JD? Good to see you. Welcome
Hey,
back.
Jamie.
Hey, Ryan. We see Ryan in the comments. Alrighty. So we have a group of friends tonight because we love our FSK family. And so our guest for the night is Tony Clapper. He's the creator of FiveStar. Kevin's heard it.
Hey,
FiveStar.
I didn't know you
Welcome,
bringing me
Tony.
in.
Welcome. Good to
What's
have you
happening?
with
What's
us.
happening? I
Yes,
was
yes,
in
yes.
mid getting ready, and you just bleeped me in here, but it's good. What is up? Uh,
Be on your
I'm
toes.
excited to be on the show, man. Like she said, I am Tony Clapper, aka Mr. FiveStar, aka the Chat 'em Up champion, and I'm excited to be on this podcast for the first time because I am a fan. I enjoy this podcast. I like to stay in the comments, messing with people, keeping people on their toes. So I would expect the same for tonight, I'm sure. So
That's right, guys. Get him back now. Now's your time for
Exactly.
revenge. Thanks for joining us. And
thanks for
so
having me.
we're also joined by two other great friends of ours, Mr. Fish and Mike Watson, FSK. I don't know how do we characterize him, guys? What do we say? The
FSK
guru,
royalty.
The
the guru,
phenomenal one, the most epic,
the
the
omnipotent.
The
greatest man
most
in the
epic.
game,
Y'all embarrassing me.
Michael
Wait a minute, man.
Watson.
Y'all embarrassed me.
The comic
I'm,
book kid.
I'm just a black kid that need a haircut. That's all I am.
Yeah,
You
preach
need a
on it.
haircut,
I
but
think
we'll
we all
keep
need
that.
haircuts, Lord. Who's got haircut services? Got lots of cash to go around right now.
I only know how to do the one, so I mean, y'all are welcome to come over and strip down in my bathroom, and we'll take
There
care
you
of it.
go.
But
Yeah, I'm not
What's up,
quite ready for
Ryan?
that one yet.
oh, shit.
I mean, Michael, I thought you were going to go for the Fabio look, let it grow and just be like, oh.
Well, I'm
With
letting it grow out. I mean, I
More of
normally
the Django.
let it grow when I got a bunch of stuff to do, and messing around with these fellas right here, I got a bunch of stuff to
You
do.
got a lot of stuff to do.
That's true. I'll take accountability for that. I'm gonna ask my barber if he'll come up with me next time and just hook Mike up. My treat. Be like, because I keep you busy so many times. Here, bro. Free cut on me, bro. I got you.
Yes.
That's what's up. I can rock with that.
So cool. Alrighty. So Tony, tell us a little bit about Kevin Terry is FiveStar. When did you start this project and like what
Yeah.
inspired the story?
Okay, yeah. So Kevin Terry is the main character on my book, aka FiveStar. He was a hero in his community, fighting for his community, fighting for the youth, being one of those people that is just there to encourage the youth long before he got his superpowers. All of a sudden, boom, he's hit with a critical illness. He goes through a transformation. Now he is this hero named FiveStar. He's coming into this world of established heroes like Hotshot Vigilance, trying to find his place in this world. Um, on top of, he doesn't wear a mask, so he's gonna have people wanting to take selfies with him. He's gonna want to have celebrities inviting him to his parties. So he has to not get caught up in all that, stick to his moral code, stick to his foundation, stick to what he is and who he is, and try to be a hero and try to make his place in this world. Kind of like myself making my place in the world as a writer and a comic creator in an already established world. It only made sense to bring him into the Beastie of Beastie Worlds, the FSK Hotshot universe, which he is joining Hotshot and Vigilance, and we're super excited about that.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Um now you mentioned that he has this critical illness. Uh that being cancer for those who have not checked out the campaign yet and seen a
Yeah.
little bit of the front story. With that particular ailment in and of itself, was that like taken from someone who, from real life who, an experience that you or your loved one had, or is that just something that you wanted to incorporate into your story?
Actually, yeah. So my grandma beat breast cancer.
Ah,
She survived
nice.
breast cancer. Um, and then my cousin, his mother actually, he lost his mother when we were growing up to breast cancer,
Got
and
it.
just his emotion through that, I try to capture with another character that's in the book, um, and then, like I said, all of us going through that with my grandma. And I know it's such a big thing. It affects so many people. There's
Hmm.
pretty much almost everybody can say they know or had someone in their family who has dealt with
Hmm.
cancer before. So
Yeah, I hope you
Amen.
don't mind I asked that because it obviously touched me because my dad suffered
yeah,
with
yeah,
cancer too.
no
So
problem at all.
yeah,
No,
yeah, cool,
So,
cool.
of course, you announced, partnering up with the most epic, indie comic publisher, the
The most
man,
humble, the most
from
epic.
Freestyle
at the
Comics.
same time.
Exactly. How did of course, as an indie creator, a lot of creators have to decide between doing it themselves, looking at different publishers, and a
Yeah,
lot of times we've heard stories of indie comic writers and creators being burnt by people that were supposed to help make their comics get it out there through Kickstarters, and they don't
yeah,
make it happen. They're trying to make their help those fans and be that intermediary when the other person is just doing everything but what they need to be doing.
yeah.
How did you weigh out options and then of course get in touch with the ever so busy, the Justice League leader
Yeah.
Michael Watson.
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna toot my own horn, but like he reached out to me. You know, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Just to get an audience with
No,
him.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No,
did.
really. Like you said, I mean, these projects are our babies. You know what I mean? We've nurtured them to get to this point to put out into the world. And I did try it by myself for a while, and it got to a point I'm just like, I'm tired of I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. You know, it's like you get to a point to where you're seeing all these teams, and you're like that kid on the outside. You're like, I wish I was part of a team. I want to. Somebody pick me. I want to be part of a team. Yeah. Cut me in.
Come on, kid.
So I started off with Short Fuse first, which Mike was a part of at the same time. And it was a no-brainer because like Sean Mack had already been helping me with things and I'm not part of his team. So like I just thought like how much more would he help me being part of his team? The same with Michael Watson. It was like these two dudes go out of their way to help me already and I'm not part of their team. So it was a no-brainer. Sean, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, why aren't you with us?" Like we already do, you know, we help, you know, we're helping each other. You're like, why aren't, I'm like, actually, I don't know. Why ain't I, you know? And I think he actually said Mike was the one who reached out to him and said, why isn't Tony with us? Like, so that was a no-brainer. And then once the end of Short Fuse came over and was over with, Mike graciously reached out to me. He's like, we're in the same state. I like what you do. I like your character. He knew I was already trying to be part of FSK anyway. So it just, all the pieces fell into place, and here we are.
Nice.
That's awesome. Just to put a little bit off that question, Mike, like, what is it when you're bringing folks, whether it was in the Short Fuse family or now into FSK, what are the things that you're looking for in creators?
That's definitely been a checklist that has been educated through experience. My brothers Vic, Danny, and Rick, and Ren, and I called him Rick. I hope he heard me. Working with Sean Mack at Short Fuse, I just started noticing a pattern of people I was working with versus people that I wasn't working with, people that were online doing comic books. And like, I get it. Everybody likes to make money, right? Like, I know that's the thing. That's, we have to pay bills. We have to support our family and stuff like that. But I try to look for people that, think past that like, they have the money mind on their mind, but like at the same time, they also have this passion and drive to produce something that they love to the best of their ability, because they know if they do that, the money will come. Like, how can we work and push these comics? And I try to find people that have the same kind of energy that I do. And honestly, that's how I linked up with you, Moana. I remember just like catching you on a Kickstarter. You made a couple comments. I made some comments back to you, and I was like, let me check this girl out. What you talking about? And I went to your page, and you was live. You was out here working, promoting your stuff, going to comic book conventions, and I dug that. Tony would come out to shows. I would see Tony online. I would see Tony not only being online saying, "Hey, buy my book," but he would be doing goofy shit too, like just to have fun and like, entertain people at the same time. And his book was dope. He had 3 books out. He had 3 issues, or two issues at the time. 2 issues at the time, and we were coming across each other at comic book conventions. And Tony was always like, "Hey, what can I do to help?" Or, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And I don't have a problem helping somebody that that's already doing the work already. So it's definitely been a hard thing, but I think as time has gone on, I've discovered more and more people that are hard workers and more than just hard workers, that are passionate. It's definitely something that I try to look for in people, because I'm never going to ask somebody to do some stuff that I'm not going to do. And I try to be an example of doing a bunch of stuff to begin with. So when I do ask somebody to do something, they be like, "Oh, well, Mike did do this, so let me go ahead and do it."
Yes, and of course that's another reason why me and you kind of vibe together because I'm the same way. Like I'm not gonna ask anybody to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. So,
Mhm.
but yes, the passion is super important. So
Mhm.
speaking of passion, let's bring Mr. Fish into this conversation
Exactly.
because this
Yeah.
man right here, ladies and gentlemen, 288 commissions in 2021.
Yes.
This man is a machine.
155 pages that I
Yes.
penciled, inked, colored, lettered, almost all of. There's a couple that I didn't letter, but and a hand, 8 or 9 that I didn't color because I wanted black and white.
Hands
But
always
like,
out.
Just go ahead
that's
and
a
bow
lot
down.
of pages.
Bow
That's a
down, everybody.
lot of
Bow
stuff.
down.
I mean, I was honestly kind of surprised I didn't get more completed books out, but there was a lot of things that were like small projects and stuff people were
Yeah.
commissioning me for. But that's a lot of work.
Pencil in
That's
the
a ton
West.
of work.
Basically, he
Man.
was saying, I would have had these completed books done if I didn't sleep.
Yeah, pretty much. And sometimes
Man,
it wasn't.
if I had a fish of my own working for me the way these guys do, I would be knocking out so many books. I'm trying to find like my own fish that can ink for me and stuff. Because man, if we could do that, man, my book's gonna be coming out every month once that
The
happens.
writers would be trying to keep up.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
That's me. I be trying to keep up with Ryan because he be putting these pages out. But yeah, so how did you how did you meet Tony? How did you meet Mike? How did this magic become?
Exactly.
It's crazy the way it works. You catch me looking up. I'm looking at the wall of comic books beside me that I worked on, and I've got all of them surrounding me that I've worked on so far. And the first paying gig that I had doing comics like 3 years ago, my very first gig that I got paid for was inking a small little indie press comic, Imperium Command, that was a bunch of friends that got together. And on that book, I made friends with the letterer, Eric Bennett, and we became buddies. And so he started hiring me to ink pages for him that he'd have somebody else pencil and somebody else color. And then I was like, I'm just going to color this one for fun just because I want you to see what I would do. Next thing you know, I'm his go-to inker and colorist. Then I'm his go-to pinup dude. And then him and Tony were friends, and they were all working on the Power Company together for like the first, second issue or whatever. And Eric had an idea for a short story there that would have his character Steel Wolf and Tony's FiveStar together, and they'd be talking about what happened in the first issue and the weight of it all. And so I did this little short story for Eric, and as he's showing these pages to everybody in like the Power Company group, oh man,
Who did that?
next thing I know, I'm getting offers to do Tony's book for the third issue of FiveStar. I'm getting offers to do the Sentinels for Roy, and I've been working steady ever since because Eric was showing off my work in that group. Yeah. And these guys have kept me employed. They've kept a roof over my head and my kids fed, like full-time working in comics with these dudes. And like Tony's book was one of the first full books that I worked on. And where I got to do like all the illustration by myself, and I loved it and fell in love with the character. And like I was excited at the idea of just continuing on and doing like the fourth issue, but then when he joins in with FSK, and it's like, and I'd heard him talk about the idea of going back and starting over, and I was like, man, that's bold. I don't think I'd have the guts to do it. But then dude just pulls the trigger. He's like, you know what? We're starting over from scratch. Instead of just like relettering the old issues to make it kind of shoehorn in and fit, and have somebody mention Hotshot in passing, like let's just redo the book and start from scratch. And we all know like first issue sell good at cons, like people want to check out that first issue. So like let's have it be the coolest, best artwork that it could be now. Let's make it, really fit into the Hotshot universe, and and it was so much fun to get to go back and start it over from the ground up and like completely recreate this, and not just, like rehash an old book, but make a new, fresh book out of it. And I am so excited about this Kickstarter. I cannot wait for it to be finished and have some copies in my hot little hands and be flipping through it. I always stick my family in the background somewhere. Like, even in the video Mike did, there's a picture of me like cowering from, as 5 stars rising up in the sky and blasts are going by. But this is the first issue that my wife's in, and she's super excited about it. And I need to like have copies. Like I said, see, there you are. We're hiding in the background, while bad guys are running away.
Yes, nice. Awesome. So how, as far as like, if anybody follows you on TikTok or anything, you will see like Fish will get ideas from people and he will just make these characters and everything. What made you start doing that? That it's like, okay, we're going to just say this person's got morphing abilities and they're this and that. Go.
Because I did it anyway. Like I already do that just for fun. Like I've been running a superhero role-playing game for my kids like their whole lives. This game has been running for like over 30 years now that I've been running some version of this game. And so like I'm always making up new characters for the game. I'm always just coming up with random characters so I can throw them at them as bad guys or whatever. And sometimes the most random stuff ends up becoming like a running supervillain that becomes a big major threat. So I'm already doing this stuff for fun anyway, and I do it as like a creativity exercise. And I'll keep these old role-playing game books around, and I'll just like roll up random powers, or I found there's generators online, and you can just click and get a random list of powers. And like, what could I do with that? Like me and Tony were talking about, we've been tossing around the idea of doing it on 5-Star Fridays every once in a while. And so we were just like clicking around at some of these different generators, seeing how they work and how they look on screen, came up with an idea, drew it, shared it today. Because, it's fun. It's fun making new characters. Yes. And, I dig it.
So how has it been like combining the universe of 5-Star with, into this new universe and combining it? Like, of course, you're bringing in Mike. You're probably brainstorming. If y'all were in person, y'all probably would throw stuff at each other. I don't know. Getting a couple subs to eat, or some burritos to eat while y'all working on it. I mean, how has the planning and process of rebuilding this whole world for 5-Star has gone?
Mike, you wanna go first, or you what?
They put a lot of work into this. They really have. I just said my little piece. They put a lot of work into this because Tony had a whole world figured out and like how everything was going to work. And Mike has his whole world planned out and things that have happened already that have affected the entire world and things that are going to happen in the future. So making all these pieces fit, they put a lot of work into it. Yes. I will let them take it from there.
Yeah, it was if anybody knows me and Danny, it's a very intricate process because we love and want to do crossovers with people, but we're always like we shot ourselves in our own foot. We just have very specific rules in the FSK verse to where we just can't do a random crossover with people. There has to be a very good reason why, or a solution for these characters to meet. But with Tony coming over and saying like, well, I want to integrate 5-Star into the Hot Shot verse. He came at a real good time because we just messed around with some verses in Hot Shot, but the writing aspect of it, like how to make it seamless, like he has been in this world and stuff like that. I don't know, that was a lot of Facebook chats back and forth, couple of Facebook voice video chats. Yeah. A lot of Google Docs of writing and noting and then sending it back and forth to each other, or just messages out of nowhere like, oh, I got it. I remember we figured out how to do the one thing to bring them over here, and then there's a lot of just clever stuff that Fish threw into the background of certain things to fully integrate the art. So it was a lot of work, and I appreciate and respect both of them for doing it because it's not easy. And it is a big risk to jump off of your ship onto another ship and accommodate all your characters and stuff to that world. But it's a living thing, so it's still something that is constantly moving. We still have, I mean, obviously we talk, but our communication has to be good. So we know what's going on. Like at the meeting this Sunday that we have, that's one of the things that I gotta talk to everybody about. Like, Zero Event Emergence is coming up in 2 years' time. I need to know where your books are going to be at this point. So the writer I have, who I'll be announcing later because he's amazing, is so that writer can do the overall story for all of our books and kind of plot where the characters are going to be at or whatnot. So it's a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun too.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta agree with Mike. I mean, it definitely was a lot of back and forth. We had different ideas that we thought that would work, and then we scrapped them, and then we came back. And I remember initially we were like, "What if there's just a way that something happens, and he's pulled from his world onto our world, and like a multiverse type storyline?" And then he's like, "Nah. Let's just make it." I'm like, "Nah, let's don't do that. Let's just start the story fresh in the FSK universe. Let's just."
That's what's brilliant about it. That's another thing that's brilliant about starting it over, because then it gets to happen now and it doesn't contradict the other stuff that's happened in the history. Sorry, go ahead, Tony.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Brilliant. So it was very exciting, and we were like kids, really. I mean, it was like being a kid to get. I know Mike probably has this experience with Danny, and like he was saying, they've been working on this universe. But for me, I've just been doing this on my own to like spitball ideas with other people, and we're trying to create this thing. It was like being a kid again, and you're coming up with stories with your action figures. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, and we could have them do this, and we could do that, and it just all went together really well. And I think the fans are gonna like it. I think they're not gonna feel like it was forced. I feel like it's something that we can be proud of and keep building on. And Mike was really cool with being like, I told him, I don't want 5-star. I know Hotshot and Vigilance are your people. Them are your main characters. But I ain't trying to have 5-star be like, oh, that's the little homie 5-star. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me at least make his presence known. I don't want to be. I kept calling him the Booster Gold. Like, I don't want to be a goofy little character and like, let me get a little spotlight. And Mike was cool with that. He was like, I understand that. I was like, I want to have solo stories. I understand that. So it was all good, man. It was a dope experience overall for sure.
Awesome. Now, of course, definitely what we have here for is you have the Kickstarter going on right now. As far as, and we have only 6 days. That is 6 days left on the Kickstarter. Tell us about what people can look forward to. Moana's going to pull it up right there. That we can look forward to on some of the tiers and everything. We are very close to goal, so we just need to go ahead and push past goal for them in these next couple days. So what are some of the things that people can... Yay, Moana's closing. I'm sorry, this is the thing that I'm so happy about. She's closing tabs.
You don't want to see how many tabs I got over there.
Sorry, y'all.
Moana, if you don't care, can we play that video real quick? Just because
absolutely.
It's dope, and I'm in it. If you look, I'm cowering in the foreground in one of it.
It just gets me in the zone when that video played.
Oh shoot! Is it not showing? Okay, hold on.
It says exit full screen. There it is.
if that don't get you hype, if that don't put you right in the 90s cartoon feel, I don't know what else will. You know what I mean? Like Mike showed me that video. I think it's like I'm sending like 1-word messages at a time. Like, bruh, that's fire.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So you can check out the Kickstarter page. Here we go. We got the barber shop cover, which is one of all of our favorites. It wasn't even necessarily at first supposed to be the main cover, but we all kind of agreed on it after looking at everything. Like, this is the one. And Fish, of course, just killed everything with this cover.
Dude, it also just kind of fits because FiveStar's already had books out. Now he's doing FiveStar again. Kevin Terry is FiveStar FSK. So it's like your boys at the barbershop getting in lineup coming to FSK Studios.
Yeah.
With Tony Clapper in the background there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Waiting to get his lineup done.
Yeah.
Waiting to just take a little bit of that spotlight now.
Yeah.
He's got to look crispy. He's got to at least look.
Exactly. Now, let's say JD has a question from the audience. He says, has Kevin Terry's 5 stars been verified?
Absolutely. Officially verified.
Yep. I created a whole new power skill in the FSK universe, and Mike just doesn't realize it. Because when Kevin Terry he looks up at this board and they gauge the level of enhanced human off of stars. You can either be a level 1 or a level 5, and he's a level 5 up there, and it gives him the reason to give himself that name. He's like, if I'm a 5-star enhanced human, let me just have that 5-star name.
Yes, awesome.
Now, if you didn't mind, I'd like to show something.
Please.
We just started this thing at FSK Collector Covers, and this is inks. The Monstrous Inks by Lori Foster. Lori the Destroyer Foster. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Gotta respect her name. Gotta respect her game. This has now been handed off to Veronica Smith to get the colors happening. We are releasing Part A on this Kickstarter, which features Marky from Emerald Quest, of course, your boy 5-star from Kevin Terry's 5-star, and Human from Heroes International. That would be the first part that you can get. You'll be able to get Part 2 on our next Kickstarter, which is Spider Scroll number 3, and so on and so forth until you collect them all. And we decided this is going to be an ongoing series that we do featuring different artists doing this from time to time to keep it going. But,
nice.
I just wanted to showcase this because Lori Foster put her foot in these damn inks.
Yes, she did. Yeah. This is the first time I'm seeing it too.
Look at my big boy Virgil in the background. He's so pretty. He's so pretty. I love him. Oh,
he's just saying that I love that you put Titan in the front. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Mike. Did I not say the same thing? I was like,
said the same thing.
I'm like, bro, I love that she's the centerpiece. Like, she just looks like she's owning that spot. Like,
exactly.
I am here.
Powerful, beautiful, fixing to tear it up.
So she's like she said, y'all get behind me. I got this.
Yeah, I love everything about her being the centerpiece of it. It's so dope.
Yes.
And I really wanted to work on the hair for the women.
Yeah. Good job, Mike. Good job.
Thank you. Definitely want to have size variations with everybody. But I knew off jump Titan was going to be in the front. There's other comic studios that have thicker girls, and they don't get showcased as much or whatnot. Titan is she's doing a lot over at Heroes International, I just want to show with this piece the versatility and diversity that is at Freestyle Comics right now.
Yes.
We got a little bit of everything.
Yeah. There you go.
That's what we love.
From panda guys to giant lizards.
What y'all want from Marvel and DC, you got it here at FSK.
Yeah.
So,
that's right.
And
support it.
I like to highlight this because it's something beautiful that you get with indie comics. When you read something in Marvel or you see something in Marvel and you're like, oh, I wonder what that character is about. You can literally go on the internet and research it and find out everything you want to know about that character, every kind of story that they've been in.
Thank you, JD.
But with what we're delivering here in FSK, you actually gotta wait. Like you gotta wait. You have something to look forward to. We're giving you a build up. We're introducing characters one at a time, a few at a time. And yes, you might see them in the background, but you can't go and like, let me Google this person real quick and see what I can find out. Nah, you can't do that. You gotta wait. So I think that's something beautiful that can be something exciting for people who's reading and jumping into this universe for sure.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
right now our library is sitting at over 20 some odd comic books right now in the Freestyle Comics library. So there's plenty to read, to get you caught up on stuff or whatnot. And so far, starting off this year, we've already released our release schedule, and we're talking about over 10 different comic books that we're going to be dropping this year. So
That's
just trying to
crazy.
keep the magic going, and like Tony said, there's a lot to dive into, and yeah, you do have to wait, but there's still 20 some odd other books you can still buy and pick up to learn more about our characters.
Yep. Wait in a good way. You can actually look forward to something instead of spoiling it for yourself, or it's not a rehash or a
Well, and that's the thing. Like, even if you're picking up like a new beginning on Spider-Man, you still know where it's going to go. Like, there's still a whole lot of milestones that he's going to hit the same way. It might be a new team on it, but like these are new stories being told from new perspectives that are going to do things that you haven't seen before. And like Spider Squirrel is so freaking out there and weird and wild, and I just love it. And I had so much fun. And like, I'm a digital comics guy. I love backing digital comics because I can back like twice as many Kickstarters at the digital level and support everybody.
Man,
I read Charlie's first Spider Squirrel, like the digital. I hit him up immediately. I was like, okay, dude, I gotta have a physical copy. Like, I'm paying extra to send me one because it was that good. I loved it. And then when I heard like Mike was bringing on Charlie into FSK, I was like, okay, that's a smart move. And then seeing that he's hiring in Lori to help with the business side of things, I was like, okay, that's a really smart move. I was like, all right, this is a dude that I don't mind joining up with here and letting him handle my Green Zone book because like he's making smart choices and surrounding himself with good people.
Yes.
And I was like, hey, yo, Mike, man, I got this homie who's got this book, and you might want to check that out.
That he just whipped out of nowhere after we talked about it on the show one day.
Yes. So,
but yeah,
very
we
cool.
look at that. Let's take a second to appreciate. I mean, you put that bad boy on, that bomber jacket, you're feeling like you're 5-star. Okay.
Oh yeah. You suddenly got power. You're flying around the house. Shoot bullets.
Yeah,
that is pretty fresh. Yeah.
Yes.
It's like when you was a kid and you got them that full like one piece Superman, pajama set, and you're like,
oh yeah,
I'm jumping off the bed. You know what I mean? That's the vibes you can get with that. It's just, but it's that adult swag to it. Super clean.
Yeah, that's dope. And the covers and so I like this. It shows all the previews of the upcoming covers. That's dope.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you got to get in on the Kickstarters to get these covers. So like you got to get in on the FiveStar Kickstarter now to get that first part of the cover, and then you got to get in on the Spider Squirrel one to get the next piece of the puzzle, and and so on and so forth with Vigilance and Green Zone, and then Hot Shot. Like you don't want to miss one of these pieces, so you got to get out there and back them.
Yes.
Yeah, we've this year we've noticed that. And I'm sure other people have noticed with their Kickstarters too, is that like variant covers that's the fan favorite that everyone is really enjoying, which I think is hilarious because I know a lot of us as fans complain about all the variant covers. But then you come into the indie market and that's our biggest pledge. Everyone's, besides the basic package, the basic of the book or whatever, everybody's jumping on the covers. And, we tried to play it smart. We wanted to get other artists involved who had audiences of their own so we can pull them over. It's like, hey, your favorite artist is drawing the cover for this book. So I'm pretty sure you want to get that.
Yep, for sure. So
we have shout out to Sarah too. She mad helped out with the graphics on this Kickstarter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She hooked it up for us. She was all humble and stuff when we was on her
Oh,
show
yeah.
today. She was like,
I didn't do
I
that
didn't do much. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, girl. You killed that. You made it look all pretty and stuff.
She made it so. Oh my god, that's the thing I appreciate so much. Is like, I got help.
Right?
All I had to do was just drop these graphics in, like boom, 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 boom. It was the easiest Kickstarter I put together ever.
Yeah.
Dana, make notes.
We got
Exactly.
a little bit of everything. We got a little bit of everything for people to enjoy.
So
I actually
we're gonna have
sent you.
to ask y'all about her contact. So when it's time for us to make some graphics for our next Kickstarter.
Hey, she'll do it.
She'll do it. Well, I sent you a picture of the finished art for that champion pack cover.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to show it off.
Okay, where did you send it to me at? Is it
In the messenger,
In the
the message where we were together for the.
Okay, I closed the tab. Hold on, give me a second.
She's minimizing her tabs.
That's right. I'm trying.
Hey, I ain't mad at
I
it.
closed the tab to be efficient.
Let's see. Okay, share.
Oh man, that Joe
Moana
Davis.
could tell you the first time I saw her tabs, I was just like, she could tell you my little eyebrow was going.
Oh man, my wife starts twitching every time she sees my email open because there's like 13,000 unread emails. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't getting through all that. You can twitch all you want. I'm not doing it.
So yeah, this is the champion cover. Joe just finished it. Earlier this week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think it just kind of captures. If anybody followed when we were talking about me joining FSK, we actually started like this fake little beef between me and Mike, FiveStar and Hot Shot. The memes were coming out; it was getting real.
Yes.
Feelings were actually getting hurt. There was a couple times we messaged each other like, "Ouch!" That one hurt.
That was a little close to the heart there.
He was actually taking my guy Fish Lee's art and the emotion that he captures and turning it against us as
that
weapon.
stung. That stung. It was good. It was good, but it stung.
So we did, and at the end we revealed that the beef was fake, and we did like an NWO type reveal. So I was like, I want to capture that in a cover. So this is it. We got FiveStar there holding that championship title, and the other two are behind him. They're not so happy. They don't look too happy that guy is standing there catching that limelight. Mike likes to say FiveStar comes off a little cocky. So I think this kind of just captures that a little bit. And Joe killed it, man. Joe was retired, but I said, Joe, you were the first person whose art put FiveStar on the map. You were the artist for the original cover for FiveStar 1. I got to have you come back and do this. And he was like, I got you. So he hooked it up.
It's so nice. So nice.
It came out good. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've drawn me a lot of FiveStar, but I got to give Joe respect, man. He does a nice looking FiveStar. I've been trying to live up to those first couple of images this whole time.
I like those glares on Vigilance and Hot Shot's face though. They're like,
Like, him.
Oh,
Yeah. Right.
The newbie, really? The newbie?
Yeah. The
do you know how many times I've done Save This World, and y'all going to be sitting there looking at him?
Vigilance is looking at him like, I hope I don't got to save him as much as I got to save Hot Shot.
Right.
I ain't got patience for two of them.
Yeah, I got one. That's enough.
Exactly.
I cannot be in two places at the same time saving y'all's behind.
Right? Oh, man. That's too funny.
So as far as your tiers now, what are I know you're talking about your beginning tier, you have, your variant covers. What are the tiers that is the tiers to look out for that has stuff that you can't get outside of the Kickstarter? You may be able to buy some of the comics at conventions and stuff coming up, but you can only get these masterpieces only on the Kickstarter.
Well, there's a tier on here, and that's where you can get the collecting covers. Like Fish was saying, those collecting covers only are available in the Kickstarter. So as far as like exclusive stuff that's only tied to the Kickstarter, that's like the main focus. Other than that, though, there's
one more tier though. Like there's tiers where you can get custom artwork. There's tiers where you can get on Chat and Draw.
I was about to say that, Fish.
Get Mr. Michael Watson to draw your character. There's tiers where you can get on 5-Star Fridays and have me draw you a character. Have me draw you 5 characters if you want. But there's a tier where you can get your own custom cover made. Like you get your one-of-a-kind printed comic book with a custom cover that you pick out, and I draw for you whatever you want. I mean, I ain't going into copyright infringement, but like I will draw whatever you want on here, and you'll have your own one-of-a-kind custom cover comic. That is a big deal that I don't see anywhere else coming from any other comics.
Yes.
That's impressive to me alone, and I'm the one that's got to draw it, but like I'm impressed.
Okay, want to write that down for our next Kickstarter?
That's right.
Make Fish draw something for somebody.
Exactly.
Make Fish make my own comic.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And then, okay, I see the little bundle that you have, that jacket that y'all were talking, you were talking about earlier, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look fresh with that bomber jacket. If you want to just embrace the 5-star lifestyle, you want that jacket. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm gonna get one. I'm for sure rocking one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be scared because I don't want to get. I don't want to get stuff on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
It's dope.
Yes.
It's dope.
we offered the black T-shirt because we had a lot of people who were scared of the white jacket, the white shirt. They were like, "Can we get an option in black?" Of course, we got you. So we added in the black T-shirt as well for those who are paranoid about keeping their white tees clean.
That's me.
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wear all black shirts for a reason. Like
Exactly. I'm messy. I like my food.
Yes.
I feel
But I gotta admit, the beard has helped out a lot. It catches a lot of preemptive for me. Y'all should really get one. I mean, it really helps out a lot.
Basically, Kilton, he's got three different covers. We got our mini block cover, which is a fan favorite. A lot of people are digging the mini block covers.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh, that's cool.
We have it in the tier level and as an add-on. So, like I said, Fish just killed the mini block look for not only 5-star, which led to him doing the other characters in FSK. I think these are going to be a reoccurring theme also, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I have a feeling.
Yes, please note down Moana.
That was so much fun. Like getting to do all the characters. But then Mike's like, okay, well, you got to do your character, Virgil. And making this giant lizard monster, this little bitty, he was so cute as a little toy. And like, I may or may not be looking into getting some printed now with Charlie, getting some toys made so we can have like a little trash panda and a little Virgil. And I'm excited about that.
I know a person.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then let's not forget about Michael Watson's cover.
Yeah.
Where he did his thing and put that Waka Waka Flocka flame on it. I like to call it. So if you see the image that we used for all the like in the little tier bands there, that was the original chat and draw image that Mike did. And he said, I think I'm going to use that for this cover. And I said, well, Mike, sir, I know you're busy all the time and stuff, but I was really hoping that you'd bring that fire that I know you have, Mike. Can you please bring something new, fresh, and fire to this Kickstarter? And he's like, I guess so. And then, boom, he drops that heat like he always does. And I knew if I just challenged him to that, he would drop that. And he did it.
But like, Tony's a chop. I tried to surprise his ass with it. I was up and I was drawing. And I was like, you know what? It's like what? It's 12:30, 1 o'clock. And Tony had just started a new job. He just started a new job training. He had to drive like 45 minutes each way to go out to training. So I was like, he gonna be in the bed, but I want to draw and I want to stream it. So I started drawing the cover on my stream. About an hour and a half into it, I see in my chat, bruh, what you doing? What's this? And it's Tony. I'm like, why are you awake right now? Don't you gotta go to work? Like, oh, I'm wrapping gifts with the wife right now. And then I see you doing all this on your stream.
True story. True story.
I was like, dude, you were supposed to be in the bed. I was gonna bring you on chat and draw and just throw this at you real quick, like bam, already done, ready to go.
Can't surprise me with nothing.
Nothing.
And Ryan said facts. He was there.
Always.
He was.
We got a witness in here.
Right. It was just mad funny. Because I kept telling Tony, I was like, I just want all the covers to be to some level done before we launch the Kickstarter, so everybody sees them and know what they're going to be right off the gate. I don't want to have to like draw the cover, wait for them to wait for me to draw the cover, and then they'd be like, you know, they've already made their choices. But you know, we got it in. We got it in.
I was still surprised when I got on that chat, or when I got on Facebook then and seen it. So, but yeah, Mike, he brought it, but you can't expect nothing less from Michael Watson.
Yes.
Well, as we're getting close to the top of the hour, anything you want to tell the audience, any last bill to encourage them to go ahead, pledge, because they only have 6 days left to pledge on this, and we are only 18% away from the goal. So what would you like to tell the audience so we can help push that over the goal in the next 24 hours?
All right. I got this one. If you don't back my Kickstarter, I may develop a stutter. Please don't do this to me. Nah, I'm kidding. Nah. I'm kidding. No, I mean, like we've been saying this whole show, we are creating that MCU style type universe where these books are going to come together, collide, and create this grand universe that you can come into and just find something that you like. And what's better is that they're all going to connect at one point and come into stories. This is a new chapter in the FSK universe, bringing in a new character. And me and Fish, man, we're gonna work our butts off to make sure that this story is dope. We're gonna make sure that this story captures you emotionally. You're gonna be able to relate to the character. It's gonna have something for everybody inside just the one book inside of FSK. Then you imagine just everything that we have with FSK. We're close to the goal, and we're gonna keep grinding. We're gonna keep putting it out there for you guys. So just get us past this little bit we got left, and
you can even hit it up for $1. You can hit it up for $1 and get 14 digital comics. That's a heck of a deal.
You don't say 14. You gotta say 14.
14 comics. That is an awesome deal. And if you can't share, if you're so broke you can't even spend $1, share it. Share it. Tony hears me say it all the time. Share it on your page, share it on your work page, share it on your mama's page, share it on your grandma's page, share it on your best friend's, uncle's, nephew's, friend's page. Share it, because there's so many people out there that we're friends with that we don't even see it. Like my friends have ran campaigns. It'll be almost over before I ever see it, and they're posting every day. Like, the algorithm's working against us. So get out there and share it. It takes a second to click share. Just a second, and it can make all the difference in the world for somebody to see it and not miss out on it. So,
thank you.
Absolutely right.
Sure, that bad boy.
Like we pride ourselves on the stories that we're bringing. We're big fans of the medium. We're big geeks. So it's definitely like an enjoyment to create our own stories and create these moments with these characters and stuff like that. We want you guys to be able to check out our books. I think you're going to enjoy them. I definitely think you're going to enjoy what we're doing with FiveStar. If you've already got FiveStar, it doesn't matter. This is a whole new book. This is a completely different pie, new recipe, same ingredients with some extra toppings on it.
Exactly. And if you missed out on FiveStar, you can still get it. You see that link below. Yes. You can still get the FiveStar, because trust and believe, Michael Watson can tell you, I had not had any of the 5 stars up until he did his last Kickstarter. I bought it all. And I did a whole video showing it off.
She did. She got the whole library. So like, this is the time. Like, jump on it. We have plenty of books. Even if you don't get all the books, there's definitely a book at FSK that you'll be able to get behind. And these stories that we're telling, they, dude, they're close to the chest. I mean,
Yeah.
I think they are very relatable to what a lot of people are going through or have been through. You're talking about a dude who had cancer. Like,
Yes.
yeah, he went through a scientific experiment, to save himself or whatnot and give him powers or anything. But like, what does that feel like to have cancer and have to
Yeah.
sit there and go through that? And that's an
Yes.
experience.
And we're gonna highlight in that series like his weakest of the weakest time when he's
Yeah,
literally just gave up on himself and everything, and he knows like he's not gonna make it. And another thing, just really quick, that's special about Kevin Terry is he's based off of two real life people in my life, uh, Kevin Aldridge and Terry Shores. That's where you get the name Kevin Terry. They're both people who fight literally in their community every day to make it better. They're unsung heroes in their own community. They work with the youth. Um, they went to these nice colleges and literally could have went anywhere that they wanted to, but they came back to their broken down, beat up city that we live in to try to make it a better place for the youth and for the people that live in it. And they're true role models, true inspirations inside our neighborhood. And I knew right off the bat when I was creating a superhero that I wanted it to embody what they represent and who they are. So that was the inspiration for Kevin Terry, was those two people who are just, like I said, killing it in the neighborhood, trying to encourage youth to let them know that there's more out there and they can be more and they can do more. So
Perfect. Well, everyone, once again, please go to the link listed below with fskgo.com. It'll take you right to the Kickstarter. Get your pledge in today. Whatever the dollar amount you can afford. And of
yeah,
course, if you've never pledged with the Kickstarter before, they do not take the money out today. It comes out once the Kickstarter is fulfilled in 6 days. So let's make this happen so you can get all those goodies that you see with it and everything else. But with all of that, once again, Tony and Michael, definitely drop your social media handles as we get ready to close out so people can know how to follow you and keep abreast of everything that's coming down the pike for both of you.
cool. You can find me at Tony Klepper on Facebook, and then the FiveStar Podcast everywhere and the FiveStar Fam everywhere. So I'm there.
you can find me as Most Epic Art on all social media. And then also you can check out our website, which is, all our books, all our merch and everything on there at fsknow.com. And of course, all our Kickstarters are linked to fskgo.com. Be sure to check me out on Chat and Draw that I do every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday night. It's a fun little show on the YouTube channel. You can look that up by Most Epic Art too.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will definitely look forward to seeing you all next week. We have some very special episodes coming up next week that we'll be happy. You'll be hearing the announcements about those coming soon. But once again, go to fskgo.com to back the Kickstarter. And of course, if you want to get those 5-star comics that we were just talking about, go fsknow.com. Purchase those also so you can get abreast of what's going on in that world before you get introduced to 5-star. So once again, everybody, thank you so much. Moana, do you have any last words before we get ready to end the show?
No, just thanks for tuning in, everyone. Be sure to follow us here, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Moana Nui Podcast. We're also on Instagram and TikTok. And thank you guys for joining and for supporting our friends and the indie comics community. Every little bit of support goes a very long way for us. So on behalf of everyone on the show, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Yep. All right, everyone, have a great one, and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Aloha.
Aloha.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. If this the land of the free, was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it cedar lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe Bay. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No regard for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will. So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course, versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course, cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe Bay. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No regard for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.